But one of the things that surprised me is they didn't do any DDoSing. They exfiltrated data, but there's no...
That's what scares me.
This episode is made possible by OIT VoIP. Find your best-in-class revenue generation for MSPs all over the world. Learn more via the link in the show notes.
Good morning, and welcome to the September 24th episode of MSP Dispatch, your source for news, community events, and commentary in the MSP channel. My name's Tony Francisco, and as always, my amazing co-host extraordinaire, Ray Orsini. Ray, how the heck are you doing? How have you been? Tell us what's new.
I'm pretty fantastic. I don't know if amazing qualifies, but trying to get highly caffeinated. Let's go with that. But I'm doing pretty well. How you doing, Tony?
I am doing excellent. A lot of things happening. Since the last time we talked, I've been in this constant state of patching and updating all my firmware, drinking tons of caffeine, making sure I have the power to hit the next stage of patching and updating my firmware.
I love it.
You know what we should probably do, though?
What should we do?
Let's get into the news.
I love it. Let's do it. And in my first story, massive China-state IoT botnet went undetected for 4 years, until now, in a story written by Dan Gooden for Ars Technica. The FBI recently dismantled a large botnet called Raptor Train, operated by the Chinese state-sponsored hackers. Over 4 years, this botnet compromised over 260,000 devices worldwide, mainly targeting US and Taiwan. It was composed of internet-connected devices like routers and surveillance cameras. Hackers, part of the Flax Typhoon group, used the network to infiltrate critical infrastructure and steal confidential data. However, US authorities successfully regained control by issuing commands to disinfect the compromised devices. Even though the hackers tried to migrate their operations, the FBI swiftly shut them down. While the botnet was highly sophisticated and capable of launching major DDoS attacks, none were observed. So, Tony, this is not the first time we reported of the US government not only monitoring and advising, but taking proactive action of taking over those devices and affecting the cure or the disinfection or malware removal. What are your opinions of this?
So for those of you who do not know me, I have on the outside of my house 16 security cameras. I am absolutely paranoid. When I found out that the manufacturer was actually an internal state-run Chinese organization that actually had ties to, we'll just call it X, because everyone can fill that in based on their opinion. This is huge. What did you say? 260,000 devices?
260,000, yeah.
What you could do with 260,000 devices is bring down an organization indefinitely. How do we clean this up? What is the answer to that?
I have backups because one is on the computer, another copy is in my head, third copy the NSA has, right? That's 3, 2, 1. I'm going to get rid of my Adigy. I'm going to get rid of my RMM. I'm going to get rid of all my tools. I'm going to go ahead and just disconnect Intune from all my devices because the FBI has that too for patching. But one of the things that surprised me is they didn't do any DDoSing. They exfiltrated data, but there's no...
That's what scares me. If I break into your network, I will be there for years. What else do you think they're doing? Where else do you think they are?
You know what I think they're doing? I think they're laughing because US companies are just as bad as getting data they're not supposed to have. I think your next story covers that, right?
Oh, no, yes. You're hitting me where it hurts, Ray. In my next story, LinkedIn scraped user data for training before updating its terms of service. In a story from TechCrunch.com. LinkedIn has recently been criticized for using user data to train its AI models before updating its privacy policy. Although US users had the option to opt out of having their data used for AI training, LinkedIn did not initially update its terms of service to reflect this change. The privacy policy has now been revised, but such updates usually occur before the new data practices are implemented. LinkedIn explains that the data is used to enhance its services, including AI models for writing and posting recommendations. Furthermore, the company claims to use privacy-enhancing techniques to safeguard personal data. However, privacy advocates are urging for improved consent practices and clearer data protection measures. Ray, personally, I have turned off the AI training For those of you who don't know, you go into LinkedIn, you go into settings, there's a privacy, there's a privacy section, and there's an AI training, and you turn it off. It is on by default, by the way. If you haven't done that, go in your LinkedIn app right now. You go in your settings, you go into your privacy, you go into your AI training. It's like the fifth one down, and it's on, you turn it off. Pretty sneaky, but at the end of the day, that was just something they said, hey, we should add it there. Someone else should have said, should we let them know before we add it in there? We'll get to that later. This is a process. This is a checking the box of doing something, communicating that you're doing, making sure that people are aware of. This is one of the things that slips through the cracks so easily and can actually cost you. I don't think there's going to be a cost in this particular case because it's going to be able to difficult to prove the monetary impact of that particular action or lack of action. But what are your thoughts on this?
Trying not to get into a Jason Slagle level vendor rant about bad behavior. He's already done one recently, and that already we'll be covering that in the next couple of weeks. We're still doing investigation, but I'm going to put on my tinfoil hat again. I'm really becoming that guy, apparently. Maybe we should have tinfoil hats on the MMN store. Anyway, I'm putting on my tinfoil hat, and I'm thinking I'm thinking they absolutely had that conversation in advance. Should we tell the users? And chose not to. If you notice, they did it in advance on the US, but not in advance on the EU. Why? We don't have GDPR. We don't get spankings for doing stuff like this. I think they pulled an Uber and they effed around and found out. They're ask forgiveness, not permission.
So could they become LastPassy on this one?
I mean, why
just
not?
Do it and go, oh, it didn't really happen. Oh, mea culpa. And then it happens again. And
no, what I want to do is if you go listen to the story from yesterday, FCC, get them. Like, you know what I mean? This or FTC would be the one in this case, but do it. You get what I'm saying? This is absolutely, AI has security concerns. The using personal data to inform models, absolutely make it opt in for the love of God. If you're going to make it opt out, notify people at least 30 days in advance so they can ignore that email, and then you at least have your CYA. MSPs, I know Jason Slagle is not the only one out there yelling at clouds. Let us know in the comments. Let us know on the Discord. We want to hear all the rants. Are they LastPassy? Are they Fortinet-y?
That was still the best.
Bitch is the best. We can't improve on that. Either way, I'm extremely disappointed. I'm going to give this one the dumpster fire of the week. And until next time, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for joining us. We will see you on the Discords. We'll see you in the comments. Until next time, take care of yourselves and each other.
Be safe, everyone.
This has been a broadcast of the MSP Media Network.